love with it. In the first place, as I always say, that football is the second sweetest thing in the world. Welcome to Pitchside Pulse, where we go deep inside the local game. This week, we shift from controversy to competition, from the menace to the movement, and dive right into the heartbeat, of Kenyan football. Right here with me, I have a football enthusiast, CK Adonis, who is ready to give his insights. Welcome, CK.
Thank you, Adisa. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you today?
I'm super fine. How was your week?
Awesome. I'm so much happy about this week because a lot is going to happen.
Yeah.
Because I always say football is the second sweetest thing in the world.
Your vibe every day.
And by the way, I was to ask you something before we start.
Yeah.
I want you to give me your slogan. Personally, I say football is the second sweetest thing. What is yours?
First of all, good evening, team. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Pitchside Pulse episode 6. Uh, I came up with my slogan some few years ago. I think it was in 2012. And I normally say that football is a drug. And actually, it's football is a disease and a drug that is very addictive.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a drug that once you've taken it for the first time, you don't want to do away with it.
Exactly.
So for me, football is a
This is Pitchside Pulse, real fans, raw takes, and fearless football analysis straight from the pavement. No filters, no fluffs, just pure passion. Pitchside Pulse, feel the game like never before.
Now, CK, we are going to look at the junior stars who are going to perform in the Sekafa.
Yeah.
And before they wear the Harambe Stars jersey, they earn it here. I remember Ogam said that wearing a national jersey, it's a pleasure, And on the training pitches across the country, a new generation of footballers are rising, hungry, fearless, and ready to carry Kenya's dream. From November 15th, as we know, to December 2nd, we have coaches William Muluya's side will take us Kenya to the stage at the Sekafa AFCON qualifiers in Ethiopia. And we know we have so many opponents, around 4, a tournament that's more than just a battle for a slot at next year's AFCON. Is the first ring test of our football future. And we know that the Kenyan football is rising. I want us to talk about this.
Yeah, first of all, I'm very excited with the under-17. The only worry that I had in the past, not the past, but that is until last week, we were still struggling to compile a side. You see, I don't know if we have to come up with a formula. That is my thinking and my perspective, because we can't be rushing, waiting for the last minute so that we are rushing to do a very big margin or random selection. You see, the one mistake that we did last year was rushing to select players at the last minute. And I saw the same thing happening this year. So I don't know if it's because we've not paid much attention to our junior structures. If you had under 12, maybe under 14, under 15, you see the transition and the graduation of this particular junior side to the under 17 side and eventually to the 18 in the senior level, it becomes easy. And you also remember during the time that we are having that was Sakafa being played a year back at home in Mombasa, and that was in Kisumu, and that was the under 18. The advantage was that we had school games that were still ongoing. So using the secondary school games that were still ongoing, the coach Baraza was able to select a squad very easily. But for this particular time, we were going into KCSE, and you find it will be hard for coaches to come up with a squad. Okay. So my plea would be, let us have a junior structures. Let us have those structures, the under 12, 14, 15, so that it can make it easier for the coaches to have a smoothless selection.
Okay, thank you so much, CK. If I may ask, do you think Coach Muluya is the right person, the right coach to take the under 17 to the competition?
Yeah, I'd say absolutely Muluya is the right person. He's been in the game for the longest time. I think currently in Kenya, he and Matano are among the few longest serving coaches in Kenya.
Yes.
And you see, Muluya has been with he's known. We know Sofapaka Kariobangi Sharks as a side that normally picks youngsters directly from high school. It's among the few clubs in KPL where you'll find that guys are playing from high school. for high school, but they are still playing for the Kariobangi Shark and the national team. So I believe he has the know-how. He's patient with the junior sides, and is the right person to handle that particular squad.
And do you think which is the right criteria that was used to choose the players? Because I've seen random players of which will be playing the sum of the
Yeah,
bites
yeah.
of our players who are so much happy to
Mhm.
wear the national jersey.
Yeah, true.
Actually, it's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure,
It's
and
a pleasure.
it's always a sense of pride for you to put on the national team jersey.
Exactly,
Mm.
because you never know who is going to monitor you, who is
Yeah,
going to
exactly.
support you.
Yeah, it's
So
always an opportunity. It's a market. It's an avenue for where you to market yourself, and you never know who is watching. The way you say it, scouts can be all over the world, and the world we live in nowadays, there's streaming, there is TV broadcasts. You can be seen by anyone.
sure.
Yeah.
And so, which criteria do you think it was used to choose? Can you just give me some of two of your players that you think our players are Rafiki Shamani?
From the junior side,
Yes.
I won't lie, but what I realized as the criteria that was used, uh, there are those good known academies that are within, and some of them compete in those junior side leagues that is going on.
Sure.
So I'm meant to understand that Mluya actually just picked from these particular academies and the few leagues that you have that are ongoing, assemble a good squad. The same way Belden used the national team ladies team when
Harambee
the number
Starlets,
starlets. Yeah, you
yes.
just pick a big chunk of players. You pick even up to 40, and then you go to training with them. Now that I can be certain that Mluya has been following them every now and then from 2-3 days training, you can know which one is good enough to fit in which formation.
Okay, thank
But
you so
but again, I still insist that is I can call it a temporary solution. In future, we need to have these structures and these transition that is moving from one edge set to another edge set.
Thank you so much, CK. Our last question I want to ask you about the junior stars.
Mhm.
These upcoming
Yeah.
month, the competitions.
Yeah.
I want you to give me prediction. Do you think, of course, kutakuwa na ile qualification to
Yeah,
the next
true,
level?
true.
Do you think that the boys are going to heat up the match, qualify to the next level? Ama kutakuwa vipi?
Yeah, I'm gonna be biased. I'll be biased because I'm a Kenyan.
Yes.
And one thing I've come to realize about the kind of football that you have in this country, there
Yes.
is I want to call it a spirit that has just come into Kenyan football, that things are just clicking and happening, right?
Yes.
I don't know if the credit can go to the new federation, or maybe the influence of us having a big coach in the senior side like Benny McCarthy is really, really playing a role in all this, because you can see, you
Yes.
see from the men's side to the ladies' side,
Yes.
there is a lot of improvement. There is a lot of good performance that is ongoing, and yeah. So I'll be biased. I'll spare some time to go through the squad and the junior side to know them well, but I'm very certain that Mluya is very good tactically. He's an astute manager, and he'll come up with a formula and a solution that can make these kids qualify to AFCON.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, the bigger picture here
Mhm.
is building the future.
Exactly.
Of course, we know that the Kenyan football, starting from the under 17
Yeah.
were the men,
Yeah.
when it comes also to the women football,
Yeah.
the Kenyan football is coming.
Yeah, it's coming
It's
and
growing.
yeah, it's flourishing, and I think maybe the boys can pick inspiration from their sisters, who actually were the first Kenyan side to qualify for the World Cup. So you see the under 17 doing what they did. I'm very certain, and I'm very sure
Yes.
the boys will be motivated from what their sisters and did, and what they've already done, waiting to qualify for another World Cup.
Okay, and
Mhm.
maybe if I may ask, what do you think this qualification? What do you think it means to the team, to the players, to the coach? What do you think it means?
It means everything. It means a lot. As you've said, you've already pointed out earlier that scouts will be watching. That is a chance for you to go and play abroad.
Yes.
You see, gone are the days that we used to say this kid is 16 years and is too young to be scouted by any bigger side. I love using Yamil Yamal, for example.
Exactly.
He went into the Euros at the age of 16, and he came out as the best youngest player. So that is going on to tell you that nowadays, as long as you're ripe enough, it doesn't need you to be with a particular age for you to get that a chance. So that what that means is it's a door opening challenge opportunity
Yes.
for the junior sides. Another thing also, it's giving you a chance and a place to be selected, even to be spotted by Benny McCarthy. You've seen what Benny has done recently. He has called up the likes of Adrian Kibet.
Exactly.
He has
We
called
have
up Lawrence Olum. He has called up
Ovela.
also Brono Chieng.
Mhm.
Vela, young kids who are breaking into the limelight. So if you want to be the next Ryan Ogam or the next Michael Olunga,
Yes.
you need to take this chance that is coming up in the under 17 side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, I was trying to look at how they're preparing the team when it comes to training.
Yeah.
They have quality training grounds.
Exactly. We've improved.
The facilities.
We have the facilities are there. The managers are there. We have analysts there. The bench and everyone that is involved these days in the game, there is passion. So that is only to tell you that the bigger game that we've always praised, that we call a disease, that we've said it's a drug that is addictive, is going forward, and that is exactly what we need.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So I want us to have Muluya, who was the coaches of the Junior Stars, speaking to us and telling us. Let us listen to his insight, because him as a coach.
Yeah, true.
Yes, sir.
Basically, I will say we have worked actually after the selection of the players, whereby the criteria was to look at their technical ability, because the tactical ability is something a coach can input. So we have been trying to find a bond in play, and when I say a bond in play is to try to connect the positions, to try to connect the individuals and see where else can they work better under whatever circumstances. So it's basically what we have been working on the past few days.
Thank you so much. That was coaches Muluya speaking, and he's so much optimistic. There's always that pressure ambayo coaches anakuwaga nayo, and I've seen it from our local coaches. Kuna time nilikuwa naona coaches Okere having the same, kuna kuwaga na ile momentum and pressure anytime that your team is going.
You're talking about the day that Okere kneeled down after the
90 minutes. Yes, exactly. So as a coach, lazima kutakuwa na ile tension. Obviously, Ben McCarthy, the time his squad is playing, unakuwaga ametulia, relax, and it's normal. So he's so much optimistic that the boys are going to deliver.
Yeah, true. And that's the way I've told you that I have so much trust in Mluya. Remember, Mluya was in the national team technical bench just a few years ago. And he's been working with young boys for a very long time, being a senior head coach of Kariobangi Sharks for the last 8 years. He has the know-how. He's among the best people that you can trust with the youngsters.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, talking about the junior stars, also we have the Harambee Stars.
Yeah.
We have the Harambee Stars. I remember this week, it was the previous day, we had a press meeting, and they are going to play for the international friendlies against the Equatorial Guinea and Senegal. How do you see this?
First, you see, you remember when we were playing the last World Cup qualifier against Ivory Coast?
Sure.
A lot of people say now that was the true litmus test that the Harambee Stars had.
Exactly.
And I totally agree with everyone that actually said Ivory Coast are way ahead of us and are better than us. But again, if you want to get used to handling such matches, we should be handling and playing such friendlies. Exactly. Kudos to the federation for securing such a friendly. Senegal are very quality side. Senegal are a team full of professionals, full of European stars. The players are scattered all over the world. And if you want to compete with the big boys in Africa and challenge even for the World Cup and prepare yourself well for the AFCON that is coming, we should be getting used to these matches. And I'm loving the fact that we took this friendly away from home. We should also learn to play in an hostile environment. Like if you are going to play in Italy, Turkey.
Yes.
Turkey is not placed closer to home.
Sure. So it's far away from home.
let's see how can our boys play against big boys when they're playing away from the home crowd. Exactly. Because now that we will be playing AFCON and co-hosting the three nations, you never know. There is a fixture that may fall in Uganda or Tanzania, and that will mean we won't have much of home advantage.
Sure.
So this is a very good step, taking the friendly away from home. And then another thing, Equatorial Guinea, they are also a decent side. Most countries from the West Africa are countries that are competitive enough. So these particular friendlies will gauge us well, will put us on a scale to know how good we are. And the fact that Benny has chosen to incorporate youngsters in this particular friendly match, it tells you that he's looking up into the future.
Exactly.
And if you want to build a formidable squad come 2027 for the AFCON, we need to start building the squad today.
Exactly.
So these particular kids that were called up, Lawrence Olum, Baron Ochieng, Adrian Kibet, are the same people that we would want to see them either playing in the AFCON or coming up to unlock a game if it's so much tight during the AFCON.
Thank you so much. Maybe if I may ask, the time I was listening to Ogam speaking, we have this gelling that we have niseme wale the senior players and the junior players being combined. Ukiangalia kikosi kabisa, it's a new squad kabisa, because we have Kina Ovela pale, we have a Celta Vigo player who had his first call up pale Harambee Stars. We have Adrian Kibet as well.
And we also have Onyona, who was called up recently. So you see, you have up to 5 youngsters in the national team already, and this is how football is being built all over Europe.
Exactly.
We've been calling our players late, and then there is no gelling, and there is not that cohesion between the juniors and the seniors, because it looks like a competition. But the other day I was seeing footages and clips of them in training. I just love the current Harambee Stars team, because there is a lot of unity, there is a lot of love, there is no competition. Everyone wants to see another shining.
Exactly. Yeah. And let me tell you something. When we talk about the young players and the seniors gelling, how do you think this is gonna build up when they are going to face the international friendlies? Like, you're gelling iko vipi according to you?
I hope what I'd want Benny to do, I don't want really Benny to rush them in very quick, especially for the youngsters. You know, it comes with the pressure also. It's a big stage away from home.
Yes.
So I wouldn't want Benny to rush them in, but I wouldn't mind if they were given. You see, they say samaki mkuja angali mbichi. So throw them in the fire so that they can get used to that particular environment and climatize to that particular environment. But again, one thing I know, Benny is an institute gaffer, and he'll do these seamlessly, and he'll introduce them to these matches gradually, so that they can perform well without having any pressure behind them.
Exactly. I want us to listen to the legend himself, the goal scorer, Namuita Bola, Ogam, speaking to us.
Yeah, okay.
He goes.
Na pressure every time. Umesema hiyo kwa limelight, I think kila mtu atakuwa anakuangalia, ana expect performance. But again, nasema ni positive pressure, sababu ni watu wana expect udu vitu poa. So for me ni every time nataka ni give more than 100%. Against hii ni opportunity ingine ya kufanya hivyo, so na look forward kwa hizi games na kama.
Imenipea excitement, like I'm very happy. Yeah, first thing naona kuachieve ni to make the debut na to score goals. Yeah.
I love how Kibet was so happy. He had a dream of maybe joining the Harambee Stars when miaka zikisonga, but tara, here he is.
One thing about Adrian and the likes of Amos Wanjala and the likes of Manzur Okora, you see, there is something about that particular squad that came from St. Anthony and played in the junior side.
Exactly.
Severally, when you don't expect either of them to be called up and they are called up, they surprise us. When Manzur Okora was being mentioned in the national team, everyone was like, what is Benny doing? I remember during term, the first match that we played against DRC, Benny McCarthy threw in Manzur Okwara as a left-footed CDM. And the rest of the stadium, the people that I was seated with, they were questioning, is Benny really sure of what he was doing? But after that particular match, everyone was saying Manzur Okwara. Before you know it, in the next match, he was being played as a left-back. There are matches that he has also played as a center back. So there is something about that particular squad, and I'll give credit to maybe the structures, the high school structures are way different than most of these high schools that we have in the country. That's why it's easier for those particular kids to contain that pressure each time they get an opportunity to don the national team jersey or maybe represent their clubs wherever they are. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Remember that we are here at Exponential Media Studios, and my name is Hadisa. I'm here with a football enthusiast. Naona amefurahi, amevalia tracksuit. Niko nani? Just remind us of your name.
My name is Sika Adonis, and as Hadisa said, we are here for the episode 6 of Pitchside Pulse. So we are here to make sure that we enjoy the show and make you lively and happy.
And anytime you hear it's all about Pitchside Pulse, we're talking about the game the impact, the beautiful football that we have. And right here, we're going to dive into the FKF, the Sport Pesa League,
Premier
last
League.
Sunday,
Yeah,
CK.
yeah.
I don't know if you're around Nairobi.
Yes, I was around Nairobi.
Mhm.
A little bit of cold on that particular Sunday, but it's cold that came at a good time because police had already started blowing hot. So
Exactly.
because it rained, Gor Mahia still mended the mood. Yeah,
We
and then of course my match of the weekend was Kariobangi Sharks versus Nairobi United.
Okay, before diving into
Mhm.
Nairobi United, let us talk about Serikal
Uh-huh.
and Serikali. You know,
Yes,
this
the match of the weekend.
Serikali na, you know, it was something amazing.
Yeah,
And you know, ilikuwa imekuwa karibu 2 years
Yeah.
when police walikuwa so much unbeaten.
yeah, true.
But the streak was
Mhm.
broken.
Mhm.
Like nadhani ime happen pia internationally
Yeah,
because
true.
tumeona streaks mingi zikiwa broken.
The
The same thing happened to the AFC Leopards,
yeah,
the Ingwe ya Matere that we know.
versus
They were so
Marachuga.
much unbeaten, but it happened. But let's talk about police playing with Gor Mahia,
Yeah.
the Greeners playing with the Kenya Police.
The
How
big-
was the game?
The big one of the weekend was that one particularly.
Yes.
You see, police are coming into this season. I don't know if police are struggling a little bit. I don't know if it's the hangover of winning the league last season. But one thing I'll tell you that it's always hard for you as a defending champion when
Sure.
you're playing into a new season because you're facing competition from everyone. They've already known that this particular team is the defending champions, and they give it 120 when they meet you. So police, I could say maybe it's because it's an hangover of last year, and again the teams that are coming up against them, they have already mastered and known their game plan. You see, police was the first team to sack the coach this season.
Sure.
Yeah. So while in that particular match with Gor Mahia, it's where Gor Mahia were all over. Gor
They
Mahia
were
were running
all
over.
over.
Before those before the 2 goals were scored, Gor Mahia had set dominance in that particular midfield. You see, I've never seen a midfield that is very compact as the way it was in Gor Mahia.
The squad depth.
Alpha, together with Morrison, were marshalling everything in the midfield. And then we had the license of Ebenezer Udukwa overlapping, going to give crosses. Remember, there is Sharif Morrison on that same particular wing.
Exactly.
And then the youngster Onyona also is still in the mix. I've not mentioned the free role, the number free role number 10 that Austin was having, and the kind of evening he was having. He was having all the time in that particular field. And then everything that was coming to going against the police goalpost was always a threat. One thing I loved is Felix Oloch.
Yes.
That boy is becoming
A top scorer.
something else. He's becoming something else.
Yes.
And I'll give credit any striker that will play for Gor Mahia this season. If they don't score, it's only them that don't want to score because the opportunities are coming in. The strength of Gor Mahia this season is through the wing, the double pivotal and overloading of the midfield,
Exactly.
and then the high line that Kibwage and Sylvester are playing, in that they compact the midfield, leaving space here. Even they know, even if you're going to throw the ball at the back on that particular island, there is Kibwage who has space, there is Sylvester who has space, and they'll still get that ball. And at that particular time, we have a very good goalkeeper in Brian Omondi. He has the
Exactly.
confidence to cut the ball and build the ball from the back. Gor Mahia would have easily won that match 5-0 because there was 2 chances that there was a header that was squandered by Morrison, a goal line save that was coming from Morrison also,
Sure.
and then there is a chance that very good counter attack that Alpha missed, and I told myself, "Kwa ni mimi ningefunga."
Exactly. And I love, when you talk about the Gor Mahia, I love the tactical discipline.
Yeah.
And also their coaches are
My name's Exike.
I know.
Charles Aknor.
Charles. Actually, he's so much confident about the squad.
Yeah,
Having a top player such as Sharif, I was able to speak to Sharif,
Mhm.
and I love how he's bowling. Napenda venye anacheza.
Sharif, you saw the second goal that he scored.
Yes.
It was a long ball from Sylvester, and that ball only needed one touch from Sharif. That's someone that tells you is predictive, or a predator's instincts are very high on top. So when the ball came, he only needed one touch, and it was a goal.
Sure.
Sharif Musa is enjoying football this season and is making people love football because he's making it look easy. And that is how we are supposed to be watching football, enjoying it and getting the best of it.
And it's coming out naturally. Shout
Yeah.
out to the Gor Mahia. And let me tell you something.
Yes.
When you talk about the SportPesa League, it's so much competitive. Let's talk about the AFC Leopards in Goya Matere playing against Marashuga.
Away.
Let me tell you something. What is wrong with FC Leopard?
I don't know. I won't say that there is something wrong with the FC Leopard. There is always that confidence that you come with in a match, especially when you're carrying that unbeaten tag. Let me tell you something. You'd rather lose the first and the second match. But if you go into a match, you have match day 10, match day 6, and you have the unbeaten tag, I don't know if it's can I call it a bad luck? Because every time and then a lot of teams will want to be the first team to break that unbeaten. Exactly. So they'll come in putting in 120% instead of even 100% because they want to destroy your record at that particular time. Exactly. Also, one thing about Leopards, they were going away to Marashuga. Marashuga are not that easy as people think. Yes. You remember also Marashuga last season when still Ambani was there as I don't know, he was the technical manager. They were able to frustrate Ingwe and they had some couple of draws. Exactly. So it tells you there is also that bogey team that will just disturb you, like the way Sunderland did with Arsenal on the weekend. Come also. On. So those particular teams are always there everywhere across the globe, across the world. There is that particular team that is a bogey team, and it will always give you a mayhem or a nightmare. It's called a sweet victory, but a bitter end, whereby you come in with a lot of energy, with a lot of expectations, knowing that maybe game itakuwa kama zile zingine. Exactly. We are coming in the first half, you're going to score 2 goals. But again, that small team when you're unapaga umeona ni kama haikuji. Those it comes points. And disappoints you so much. That is when they say you don't count your chicks before they hatch. Exactly. Let us listen to Bonambani and Marashuga coach speaking to us. Okay. Yes.
Kufanya haya pia nimekuwa na majeri na ukiangalia defense yangu kumekuwa na vijana wamekuwa wagonjwa, so unajua ni kitu naweza kwambia mwanzo vile nilisema mara ya kwanza, kiwanja kibovu, huwezi fanya kitu unataka kumezewa kufanya. Haya pia nimekuwa na majeri na ukiangalia defense yangu kumekuwa na vijana wamekuwa wagonjwa, so unajua ni kitu ni kama tumebadilisha timu hapo kwa defense line, tumebadilisha. Ukiangalia kuna players wawili wamecome in, pia at least affect ni game plan yetu, lakini pia licha ni wote tunashukuru Mungu kwa at least mtu hajatoka na madhara. I think tulibadilisha mbinu baada ya Leopards kufanya mabadiliko. Tuliona ni kama wameingiza nini wengi so that when they all attack. Sasa pale nyuma walikuwa wamewaacha watu wawili, mara nyingi walikuwa na baki moja, so tukakuwa tumemweleza Dennis kuwe hapo tu, any lose chance atapata, na kweli amepata. Na nadhani kitu ambacho itakuwa muhimu kwao ni kuwa consistent. Consistency ni kitu muhimu because pia bali na kushinda, sijafurahia vile tumecheza baadhi ya kipindi cha pili. So ni mambo ambayo tutakwenda kuzungumza because tuwezi kufanya vile kama tunataka kuwa consistent kushinda. Lakini nawapongeza, hopefully itawapatia confidence.
Talking about consistent, we have heard him saying consistent. I mean the teams should be so much consistent. Kama mmeamua mtakuwa mnafunga magoli, please do that because we are used to. We know very well that this weekend, Gor Mahia will score. The next game, Gor will score. The next game, Tusker will come in and score. But Adisa, you want to compare to Gor Mahia to any of that? It's Gor Mahia. So in Gor Mahia, scoring goals is not an issue. The issue is how many goals is Gor Mahia going to score. Sure. Not every team will go into a match and you expect them to score a goal. Yes. There are other teams. You remember in this particular show, we've been crying that we want coaches not to be negative. Exactly. We want coaches to try and move away from the habit of parking the bus and being so shrewd and being defensive minded. We want them to be they expressing themselves, showing they are offensive, and that's why you see there is an improvement. Also, it's very. I don't remember the last time we had a 0-0 scoreline, maybe 2 weeks ago. But currently, we go into matches and we got some good scoreline. So if you talk about consistency of scoring matches, also I'll mention Nairobi United. They are scaring me because they played against Bandari. They scored 3 goals in the midweek. Coming into the weekend, they were playing against Kariobangi Sharks.
and they scored 4 goals.
Exactly.
So they scored 7 goals in 2 matches. And in that particular match, their striker with a brace,
Yes.
and right now is challenging Felix Oloch, the top scorer of the league.
Exactly.
So that is what we want to see. We want to see actually more entertainment through number of goals being scored. But about consistency,
it's hard.
It's a little bit hard because most KPL teams, especially those that are playing at home, normally know how to take advantage at home. You can't go to Mbaraki and maybe expect to come back with something, not unless you have Gormo, of course. Maybe another match ground that you can't go to and expect to be easy. It's Shabana's ground. So yeah,
Bukungu as well.
Bukungu is another stadium
The
that you,
Homeboys.
Homeboys are a very tough team to beat at their side. So yeah, home ground advantage plays a very big role. You see Marashuga beat FC from home.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have heard that AFC coaches Anitwa Bonambani complaining about the field.
Yeah.
And I saw the same thing during the weekend. Kama uliona match ya APS Bomet playing against Mathare United. The photos. Okay, we know that we want the 3 points.
Yeah.
But again, the stadiums. I want us to talk about the stadiums that we're having. Because unajua hiyo mechi ya APS na Mathare before ianze, we saw the technicals trying to struggle with the pitch, making it at least ikue yenye inachezeka. People were asking, were you really ready for
the groundsman?
Exactly. Were you really ready for this match? I want us to talk about the pitches.
There are a couple of photos that of the matches that happened on the weekend, and I want to find an excuse for those particular clubs by lying at it rained. It's not about the rain. I think also the condition of pitches that you're using, especially the ones that are not closer to Nairobi, at the outskirts of Nairobi, there are pitches that are not up to standard. And this comes as a concern because you never know. They may lead to very serious and nasty injuries to players. Maybe I'll say the federation is lapsing on that particular one, because can we just have 10 quality pitches across the country where even the drainage system is okay, the ball can bounce, they are not muddy pitches, where we can avoid a lot of serious injuries and unwanted nasty injuries to players. As Fred Ambani has already mentioned, that the pitches are not good enough. The pitch were not good enough. But remember, I won't take that excuse, because they went to Shabana and they beat Shabana in a pitch that was very pathetic.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's wanasema ngambazi akikosa kuzaa.
Okay, but in one way or the other, that is just a call up that we need at least
quality
pitches zenye unajua kuna pitches mahali ambazo zitakuwa zinatumika kucheza certain matches,
especially top flight matches.
APS are rising and Mathare United, as we know, they are still wachache. Mathare are good. And also we saw the Nairobi United. I was so much impressed with the Nairobi United on how they are handling the matches, and also they are coming to have a international matches.
So these are good build up for them actually. If they want to compete if now that they are going to compete in the in the CAF Confederation, they need to show us what they are made of. Are they beating these other sides in the league? If they are doing that, then it shows that they are preparing themselves and they are putting their foot forward for the Confederation Cup that is coming up.
Exactly. And as much as we focus so much on the previous matches, also we have the upcoming matches that are going to happen.
Over the weekend.
We have seen that kuna matches ambazo zimekuwa postponed. For example, Gor Mahia match imekuwa postponed. And also let us look at the upcoming matches ambazo zitakuwa zinakuja. Your target matches zitakuwa gani mostly? Gani unaona?
There is a particular match that I'm looking up to.
We have KCB playing against Bidco.
That is tomorrow.
Yes,
it'll be on Friday. KCB
Costa Rangers against Marashuga.
Yeah, and then Costa Rangers. The one that I'm looking at really this particular weekend, it's KCB versus KCB. The one that KCB plays tomorrow versus Bidco.
Yes, the bankers.
Can I tell you something that is surprising a lot of people? Do you know Bidco are still not far away from the top of the table?
Exactly.
And they started this by beating Gor Mahia at the beginning of the season. They've been big bogey teams to a lot of teams this season. And Bidco are giving me vibes of a team that if they were to strengthen in January, in the January transfer window, they are going really to perform well. And another surprise to me is KCB. KCB started on a high note on the first day of the season. and then they went on, and everyone was praising Matano. We were very sure that Matano is doing a good job with Humphrey Mieno, with Tyrone Kariuki, and Bajaj Omondi.
Yes.
And we were very sure that this particular season, KCB will be competitive. But if you look at the log, KCB are among the bottom 6 teams in the league. So it is a team, it is a match that, and they're coming into this particular match having dropped points also in the previous match. So we want to see how they'll bounce back, and remember Bidco on top. So these are two people that are fighting for everything. One is fighting to bridge the gap that Gor Mahia has. Another one wants to prove a point that they are still in contention of being one of the competitive teams of the season.
Exactly. And also, I want us to talk briefly about the Ulinzi. Tunajua wale ni walinda usalama, right?
Yeah.
We have Ulinzi, and we have been complaining about the Ulinzi. Kenya Police ilikuwa pale, but at least they have risen. At least wametoka pale chini. The Ulinzi, do you think the upcoming match ambao watakuwa nayo?
Ulinzi were beaten by Shabana at home, you remember?
Yes.
1-0 at Ulinzi complex.
Yes.
I don't want to go into what the streets are saying.
Okay.
But the streets are crying that there's something about Ulinzi that is not happening, right? Kuna watu wengine hawakuli vizuri kushinda wengine.
Okay.
But those are rumors until they are proven. They really need to come and help Mushiri. Mushiri can't carry the team alone.
Exactly.
They need to start playing as a unit. The new coach, Stephen Otieno, I hope he can build the team around Mushiri, and because Mushiri actually, when they played against Gor Mahia, he scored the equalizer, and it was a very beautiful goal. So against Shabana again, he was all over.
Yes.
Mushiri is all over, but the team is not really giving him much of assistance. So if now that they've changed the coach, they are sitting on 6 points, I believe. That is 2 less, and they're on the relegation bottom. They're the third last team on the log.
Yes.
So they need to change very quickly, adapt very quickly, and take advantage of what they have. You know, most unlike other teams in the league, Ulinzi are among the best sides in terms of financially and in terms of welfare.
Sure.
So they need to help Mshiri. They need to build a team that is formidable. The likes of Brigade, I want to see him stepping up, the captain. I want him to see him stepping up and helping the team.
Okay, winding up the Sport Pesa League actually 2025-2026. I want the producer to give me the Sport Pesa table. Tuangalie nani anaongoza pale.
Yeah.
We have Gor Mahia.
Yeah, Gor Mahia having played 7 matches, I believe.
Exactly.
They have 16 points right now.
And tumekuwa pale pia na Kakamega Homeboys ambao watakuwa wanakuja playing away.
Yeah, true.
Do you think Homeboys will maintain that position? Ama itakuwa so much beaten? Like, how is it gonna be?
I love the Sport Pesa Premier League this season because of one thing.
Stiffness.
You drop a point.
You go down, exactly.
You are being overtaken there and then. So, and one thing I'm realizing about Kakamega Homeboys, they are very good playing at home.
Yes, sure.
At away, the match that they won away was in Bandari. That was not badly off. But let's see how they play these other matches that are coming up. They've also
with
Muranga Seals away in St. Sebastian. Let's see how Muranga Seals have also picked up. You remember they were battling relegation, but right now they have gotten some few wins and they're out of the relegation battle. So one thing I'm very sure is that with them playing against Muranga Seals away in St. Sebastian, it will be a tricky match. They played with Muranga at home.
Yeah, at home, yes.
So them going away from home also can hamper them, because you remember they also drop points versus Tusker at home. So it means instead of them getting 6 points at home, they got 2 points, and that's where Gor Mahia took advantage and went up top of the table.
So the table is so much competitive.
Yeah.
Ukisleki kidogo unarudi chini. I want us to talk about the Women Premier League, the FKF Women Premier League 2025-2026. But before that, remember that we are at Exponential Media Studios. We are here giving you good vibes. We are balling. Mimi nasemaga we are balling. Remember football, itabaki kuwa the second serious thing. And now ilifika Monday, and I was telling a friend of mine, do you know that the Women Premier League kuna watu walifunga mabao 9 amazing goals, and that's how I'm loving.
Wait, you know, every time you say that the Women Premier League is very competitive, because there is
the Kenya Police Bullets.
A lot of goals that are being scored.
Exactly.
Do you feel we have weaker teams in the league? How do you concede 9 goals? How do you concede 9 goals? Talking of 9 goals, how is our defensive setup also? Because I believe, yes, gone are those days where the team used to concede 9 goals. 9
mingi. And they were playing with the Kisumu All Starlets. They were cooked 9
and Starlets have been in the league for a while.
They have been in the league for a while.
So there is.
But again,
I'd want to. Walikuwa red.
I guess no, not really.
Ama walitoa on-field player akaenda kama goli.
Me, I just love how the Police Bullets, the girls are delivering.
Yeah, and
I guess we have a top scorer pale. Ukiangalia the women Premier League, she's coming from the Police Bullet, the Kenya Police Bullets. And when I talk about the girls, they have been the title contenders for a while.
Yeah.
And there is a stiff competition when it comes to the Kenya Police Bullets and the Vihiga Queens.
Vihiga Queens.
So najua ni competition ambayo itakuwa inasema kabisa. How do you see this, the Kenya Police Bullets, the girls?
I think they are miles ahead than the rest of the teams in the KPL.
Yes.
The team that maybe comes close in the Kenya Women Premier League, sorry. I think the team that comes close to them is Vihiga Queens.
Yes.
But again, I think just like their male counterpart, this season, if you're going to score 9 goals, it means there is no competition for you actually. And I think it's because they had prepared for the Champions League that was going. They were knocked out.
Yes.
So I think their mindset was not even on the league, it was on the Champions League, and they strengthened really well and made the important signing that was supposed to be made.
Yes.
And that's why you see they have miles ahead of the other teams.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so meaning that the Vihiga Queens are coming in so much badly. I don't forget that Word Shots wanted to sponsor Manze. They're doing an amazing job giving us quality videos.
Yeah.
Word Shots, make sure you follow them on the social media platforms. If you want to book anything, Word Shots, they will be there for you. And also we are here at Exponential Media Studios. And this is Pitchside Pulse. My name is Adisa and I'm here with a football enthusiast. Ananipea mambo fiti sana hapa, ananiambia venye anapenda game ya madem. Nakumbuka kuna time ulisema before, for example, the men are playing first game, second game madem wacheze. And I've been thinking about the same thing. I think it should be implemented.
Yeah, if we want to create awareness and to make people sure, people realize that there is a Kenyan Women Premier League that is ongoing, we need to start being creative and finding a way where we can incorporate the men's team and the female team. You see, there are people like a friend of mine who's called Ian or CK also.
Yes.
They would want to go to a stadium early, and you don't know what will make them enjoy. Before the warm up, the men warm up stands.
Exactly.
They are feeling idle. You see, if they go into the game, even if it was a Vihiga Queen game versus a Kayole Starlet game that was starting at 12 noon and it's ending at 2 p.m. You see, if it's a early kickoff for men that starts at 4, there is a chance for these particular people to enjoy that particular match as they wait for the for the men match to be played. So there is need for us to be creative. Even if you're going to use content creators to make sure that people are aware of women matches, that is exactly what you're supposed to be doing.
And make sure, I always say, make sure you unafika pale stadium, despite the fact that the women matches are always away.
Yeah.
But as long as uko karibu, fika ona mechi.
Yeah, let's support our girls.
The ladies are doing amazing.
They're doing an amazing job.
The quality is there, the energy is there, the
Yeah.
passion is there, and the ladies are really delivering.
Yeah.
But I want us to look at the Bungoma Queens. At least my producer, at least aweze kunipatia list ya Bungoma Queens, the last match ambayo walicheza, tuweze kuona their results, how they were able to perform, the Bungoma Queens. How do you think? Nakumbuka game ya kwanza walicheza na Vihiga and they were cooked.
Yeah, true. Bungoma Queens, I don't know what's happening to those particular teams. I don't know if the level of competition, they underrated the Premier League when they were coming up, or maybe just their recruitment wasn't done the proper way that it's supposed to be done, or maybe it could be a case of inexperience. You see, for Vihiga Queens, for Police Bullets, for the likes of Kayole Starlets, these people have a lot of players who have experience, the likes of Kidash, Lasto. They are coming into the league with a lot of experience. And they know when to hit and when to contain and when to maintain a lead. So in my opinion, I feel Bungoma Queens came into the league. They were not prepared. Maybe they didn't do a good preseason. They came in expecting it's just right. But remember, this league also, there are those who are there, who have been there, and of course, when a new boy meets an experienced person,
Mm-hmm.
it's always experience that will
Sure,
take the end of the day.
Sure.
Yeah.
Meaning, as we just said, that the women Premier League table, it's so much competitive. You never know who is going. Nani ataenda relegation.
Yeah.
Na ataweza kubeba kikombe.
Yeah.
It's too early for us to say that. But what I can say is that I love what the ladies are doing. We had the Trinity Starlets playing,
Yeah.
the Gideon Starlets. Nikiona madam, they're scoring more than 3 goals.
Yes.
It's just give me happiness.
Yeah, it tells you that the attacking force is very, very good. But again, still, I'll cry. I'll want to know how bad is our defensive setup in the Kenyan Women Premier League. Because also, if there is a lot of goals coming up every now and then, there is something.
There's something. Do you think there's an error somewhere?
It could be you marvel at the strikers. Yeah, they strike and give them their credit. But again, you have to question the defensive.
Exactly.
How then do you let in goals?
9 goals.
Such amount of goals in a weekend.
But remember, if I talk something about international, we had Barcelona scoring 14 goals.
That is true. That is true. But again, it's not every now and then that it happens. It should
Only
be
once
in a while. Yeah, but again, on the other side, you see 6, 5, 4, 9. Then it means
there's an error somewhere.
Yeah, there's an error somewhere.
Okay.
And that's when we have to be tactical enough and look at the coaches that we are producing as a league. Are they tactical? Do they have the tools that will help them analyze matches, go into matches? And what I've always been crying is that it's not fair that we don't have a TV broadcaster that is airing the Kenya Women Premier League. Because now, me as a gaffer, I'm going to meet Police Bullets next week.
Yes.
Where am I going to get this particular match to analyze the match and prepare for that particular match? You see, also the world that we live in today, what makes gaffers very astute and very good, it's because as they go into these particular matches, they've watched how this particular player plays, the setup of this particular team. It makes your analysis and your analysis
so much easier.
Yeah, and it makes you better and get prepared to approach that particular match.
So as much as we have the men's team being broadcasted by Azam, we need to have that on the same way.
We need to have a TV broadcaster that will come in, even if it's a local channel that will be airing 2-3 matches per week. That is enough for us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So guys, let's watch the women football. I will always say that.
Yeah.
But as much as we have the Sport Pesa League, we have talked about the junior stars, the Harambee stars preparing for the international friendlies. We have the National Super League. We have the Gucci stars. We have the Mofa.
Yeah.
I want us to talk about the National Super League. For you tulisema talents zinatoka huko.
Zinabridiwa huko zikiletwa national team.
Exactly. Which has been your favorite match recently when you talk about the National Super League?
For the National Super League, you know, I'm always biased. I like following Vihiga.
Yes.
Sorry, not Vihiga, but Soy.
So United.
Because Soy.
They were recently promoted.
Yeah, and closer to my home.
Oh, wow.
So I have to be biased. Yeah, patriotism starts at home. But again, I'll still cry and I'll still say, watch out for Naivas this season. Naivas are coming up.
They played with Soy United. And they cooked Soy 2 amazing goals.
Yeah. They are coming up this season. So Naivas, I think, have mastered how to play. Of all the teams that are playing in the NSL right now, Naivas are very good enough, and they've actually mastered that particular match. Another particular match that a team that I want people to pay attention on, and these are teams that received the Mozart Bet sponsorship.
Yes.
That is the 3K Sako FC. We also have Migori Youth as well as Kisumu United.
Yes.
So let's see how they play this particular weekend. There are good matches that are coming up. You remember, for them, they have not gone for the international break. So we can take advantage and get to sink in and analyze these particular matches for the next week and then see, is it really true what Kevo once said here, that if you put KPL All-Stars versus the NSL All-Stars, the NSL All-Stars will win. I want to see that narrative. It's true, or it was just stories a jab.
Exactly. Maybe if we look at the results, we had Fortune Sacco playing with the Nairobi Citizens, and the game ended in a good draw. We have the Kibera All-Stars playing. Mofa, they also played. And I can say the competition is stiff because unajua ukiangalia game, I've seen the energy, the passion, the defensive and the anger. Unajua kuna ile yani ile anga ya kutaka kufunga bao, like
most of them want to prove themselves in the top flight. They're looking for a chance to go to the top flight. So that's why you see most of them actually they are playing with a lot of passion and the anger, the way you said, because their name is not known. These are playing for NSL team. Their name is not big in the KPL, and you want to break also. And there is Benny Makatia, there is AFCON that is coming up. There is a chance for you to fly abroad. So yeah, that's why they play with a lot of anger. And like maybe most KPL well known players.
Yes. And maybe if we try, I want us, our producer actually, a shout out to them to give us the next fixtures that are going to be happening on the National Super League.
Yeah.
Some of the matches to watch. Kuna wale akina Kabati Youth.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening with the Kabati Youth.
Ligi ni ngumu, ball ni
Ligi ni
ngumu.
ngumu. We also have the Gucci Stars.
Yeah.
We also have the Mofa.
Yeah.
And also nilimsikia kocha wa Soya akisema they're coming.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy. Walikuwa promoted, but nikiangalia kwa table they're somewhere.
Yeah, it's not badly off. You know, the good thing with Soy actually did a good number of recruitment. Only thing maybe they've not set their foot right in the NSL. But I'm very, very certain that as much as the more matches they play, the better they'll become. And I believe maybe by the time you're getting to the half part of the season, they'll be seated somewhere, and it will be giving them a chance to maybe compete with the rest of the teams.
Exactly. And so before winding up, I want us to talk about how beautiful generally the Kenyan football is becoming.
Yeah.
I want us to talk about something. There was an era last season before the new FKF president was appointed. And since that time amekuja, we have the vice chair. We have new coaches who are appointed to the SportPesa League, and they are coming up. And I just love how kuna ile ata audience turn up. People are coming to enjoy the beautiful Kenyan football that we are having. Tumeona Shabana Cup fans coming in. And don't forget that the Mashemeji Derby. I don't know if you guys are prepared for the Mashemeji Derby.
Always
it's coming
prepared on 28th.
On 28th.
You see, Adisa, as you preach about the way Kenyan football has become beautiful.
Yes.
I also want to remember one thing, that we had no stadiums. Our fields were empty because we are playing an international match in Malawi.
Sure.
Home game in Malawi. So I think also the vibe that came with Chan, the vibe that came with the new federation, and the reception that people had during these particular matches is what has actually made the fans come back to the stadium. And I told people, I still cry to date the owners of football clubs, the leaders. You need to take advantage of the crowd that was there in Chan.
Exactly.
They are not doing that. I'm not seeing billboards of advertising matches that we have these particular matches coming here. I tell you, when you go to Tanzania today, what they normally do in their leagues, the likes of Yanga and Simba, they put billboards to advertise their match. It's not even Simba playing against Yanga, but it's a match. It's not the Karaoke Derby, but it's another particular match being played. Simba with maybe a Singida side, but they'll put that match will be hyped through the fans, through the reels, through the content creators, through the billboards, and that's how you create a hype. There is a very good catch point of making people come up to the stadium these days. TikTok is a good platform for you to market yourself and attract a lot of people. Use content creators, use podcasts, like the Pitchside Pulse. Tell them to hype your match, and then you'll see the way the reception will be on when the fans are turning up to the stadium.
Exactly. I would really want in the upcoming matches, all the Kenyans kindly bana ingia stadium, ingia Kasarani, ingia Bukuku kama uko ingia kule Gusi, wameipatia international name.
Gusi, Estadio di Gusi.
Exactly.
And on the same breath, today while we were posting the video that just to make the correction, Mashemeji Derby is coming up on 30th and not on 28th.
Yes.
And the hype is already there. What I love is that everyone, a couple of people on my chat list were already asking me, "Are we going?" Nikamwambia, "Of course you are going."
Very early
Can
in the
I
morning.
get a ticket? Nikamwambia, "Your ticket is already there. So you guys make sure that you'll be there." And just to remind you also that Pitchside Pulse will be there to make sure that we give you the best of
Exactly.
entertainment alongside best features from World Shots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So guys, prepare. And I've said, as much as we have said with the football enthusiasts here, make sure unafika stadium to watch the Sport Pesa League matches,
Yeah.
the Women Premier League matches,
Yeah.
and the National Super League matches. We
Yeah.
have talent,
Yeah.
we have momentum, we have energy,
We just
we
have
have
to take
passion.
advantage.
Football will remain to be the second sweetest thing in the world.
world.
Kama kuna ingine tu mniambie, because mimi najua football ndio the second sweetest. And of course this upcoming starting from Friday, kesho kuna matches zitakuwa kule Kasarani Annex. Make sure unafika mapema sana, na pia don't forget to follow Pitchside Pulse pale Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and also don't forget that we are right here at the Exponential Media Studios, and also bana follow Wood Shots, courtesy of them, and also Pitchside Pulse. All over. We are coming in with everything.
And just maybe as we just before I forget, I just wanted to remind the world that CK, that is Charles Aknor, has been nominated as the coach of the month, as well as Morrison, who has also been nominated as the player of the month. So it goes on to tell you that the two Ghanaians who are imported to Kenya are really doing a good job. And then we also have some World Cup qualifiers matches that are ongoing. Today we had Nigeria playing against Gabon. That was the early kickoff.
Yes.
And then we also have Cameroon. We will be playing against Cameroon will be playing against which side was it? Against DRC Congo. And the two teams that will qualify from there are the teams that will progress to the World Cup. So it tells you that there is still a lot of action that we can still catch up with. I hope Harambee Stars will be the next team that will be playing in the playoff, not playoff of going to the World Cup, but qualifying to the World Cup.
Actually, Harambee Stars nimesikia kusema target hiyo Senegal sana. Hiyo Senegal sana
hapo, exactly, yeah.
And also here at Pitchside Pulse, behind the scenes, actually we have our technical team, producer CK Mikwa, bana shout out bwana CK, head of technicals Kevin Onyango, camera Ian Mushiri, we have Emmanuel Sirima and Bwana Gogo, kijana ya AFC Leopard kwenye ananiona na kuonea 21 you unbeaten. Again, we have our director CK Mikwa, right pale na Kevin Onyango, head of graphics Bwana Mike. Shout out. Again, the person that is sponsoring us here at Pitchside Pulse, Woodshot Production, courtesy of Exponential Media Studios. My name is Adisa, the sports queen, the one and the only, and I'm here with
CK Adonis, and we really, really appreciate you for turning up today. And yeah, let's enjoy the weekend, enjoy the matches that are coming up. In case you need more about sports, reach out to Adisa, reach out to CK.
Exactly.
We are always available to talk about sports every day.
Imekuwa tamu tena sana. Tukutane next time, inshallah. Bye bye. Follow Pitchside Pulse.
This is Pitchside Pulse, real fans, raw takes, and fearless football analysis straight from the pavement. No filters, no fluffs, just pure passion. Pitchside Pulse, feel the game like never before.